Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jay Daddy, here with another video, and today I'm gonna give you 15 reasons on why you suck at trading. Number 1. You don't know values. You either get scammed for not knowing, or you take too long when asking for prices in the Discord. For example, let's say you get a trade. They send Solar for your Blacko plus G Turbo, and you remember a little while ago Solar being good, so you think I should probably accept that, but you shouldn't. But let's say you have a basic understanding of values, but you want to ask the Discord as well, and the Discord isn't known to be the fastest in the world. So let's say you accept it due to them taking forever, and yet when they respond, they tell you it's not worth it. 2. You don't understand demand. Demand is a harder concept to grasp than value. They are not the same thing. Demand is based on how easy a skin is to trade, and value is how much a dinosaur is worth at base. For example, Fossil Rex is worth about a peak, but it has bad demand. So if I were to not understand demand, I would think, well, they're equal value, so why don't I just accept it? But in reality, you don't want to do that, because GFR has terrible demand, and you will probably never see a peak ever again if you do this trade. So you hit decline. Well, alternatively, White Walker has good demand, right? Whilst Peak's value is above White Walker by a few Blackos, you can easily get a Peak with a White Walker because of demand. Number 3, farming. Some skins are worth something in trading. For example, Solar. This trade right here is around 2 swans for their Solar, which honestly is a pretty equal trade, and those things don't have great demand. Solar still doesn't have amazing demand since it's been nerfed, but it might be a better idea to take the Solar over the Terra Bunny Aloe and the Mammoth. Number 4, Number 4, knowing what's on sale, and more importantly, where they are on sale. A lot of skins in this game are still on sale, and a lot of people don't know, which is a bad thing, because a lot of times I see people giving swans and mammoths for kaijus, because they want a Kaiju Titan. Well, guess what, my guy? Don't go trading your limited skins for kaijus, right? Right here. Wait on. Cut that. Kaiju Titanosaur. 5,000 DNA. Where's Sword Poseidon? Kaiju Sword Poseidon. 77.5k DNA. Kaiju Baryonyx, 5,000 DNA. Blackodial, 130k. Right, and Blackodial, a little bit more expensive, but if you really want to get into the market and you're really trying, a Blackodial is a great start. Maybe one of the kaijus, you can trade some kaijus for the swans. But yeah, all the kaijus are on sale. Blacko's still on sale, and there might be a few others that I'm forgetting. But always check Islamaston, right? Islamaston. And the way you get to Islamaston is just literally going to maps, and Islamaston is right here, and you can just teleport straight to it. You can really only teleport to it from some maps, and buying those skins, right, like all the kaijus, is a much better way to work up value than buying eggs and getting golds and getting, mayhems. You're gonna get up value so much faster if you get those kaijus. Number 5, ghost tokens. This is a name that this is a category that gives some of us veteran DS players the shivers, because we've all been ghost tokened. And if you don't know what ghost token is, let's say I get a trade like this, and Totem is worth, about 3 White Walkers, and they just want 1 White Walker. And it's like, well, wow, okay, of course, I would totally do that. So I click accept, I'm like, woohoo, I get a totem for like nothing. And I go to convert my totem that I got at a good price, and there's no totem in my inventory. So, you know, maybe the trade failed, but wait a minute. There's also not a White Walker in my inventory. Where's my White Walker? So you gotta check them. There's your White Walker, but they have it, and you don't. And you don't have a totem. The way this works, it's an exploit. But I'm here to teach you a few ways you can get around this exploit and, you know, make sure that you're gonna get it. So here we are at the trade again. You know, and you're looking at this and you're like, well, how in the world am I supposed to know how to get around this? Well, first of all, let's look at the trade. Totem is worth about 3 White Walkers. That's an insane deal, right? And most of the time, people are gonna kind of understand values when it comes to a little bit higher items, or they're gonna at least ask the Discord, right? So if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Second thing you can do is you can go to your trades and find the person, the culprit who sent you that, open the inventory, and if they don't have a totem in their inventory, most often than not, it's a ghost token. So be better safe than sorry, right? Just decline it, too good to be true, and if you don't see it in their inventory, probably a ghost token. And then go to the Unhatched Games Discord, make a ticket, and report them. Number 6. Keep track of names. Scammers aren't few and far between, but there are a few well-known ones, and some Discords have scammer lists, including mine, right? If you know other Discords that have scamming lists that are trusted, right, always check the scammer list. And sometimes, you know, some games have Wikipedia as the scammer names. My Discord in particular has a scammer list where people show proof and I give names, right? And you can check this if you know scammers and, you know people, right? Feel free to, you know, bring some proof and show it off. Number 7, dinosaurs versus skins. People don't understand the difference between skins and dinosaurs sometimes. For example, a lot of new players will get this kind of trade. You probably won't have the same things I have, but like, you know, someone will send you Hothead Megavore, and you've heard of the esteemed Megavore, and you've seen it, and you want one, and you're like, Hothead Megavore, it's finally my chance. I can finally get Megavore, finally. Guess what? Don't accept this trade. Hothead Megavore is a skin, and it is not the same thing as the dinosaur. Alright, and you know, show you that Hothead Megavore, you can't use Megavore, right there, right? I had Hothead Megavore, I converted it, right? I'll even show you. You click on it, right? You know? You click on it, looky there, Hothead Megavore. It's unlocked, right? I can click on it. Sorry, you need to own this character before you can select a skin, right? So, even if you have a skin for the Megavore, that does not mean you have Megavore. But if you get a trade like this and you're looking for a Megavore, Hothead Megavore, Solarbringer Megavore, neither of which are Megavores. So unless it just says Megavore, right, or just says albino, do not accept it. Decline. Number 8. A lot of players want Megavore and albino as soon as possible, so they snatch their mom or dad's wallet and pull out however much money it's gonna take to get a hybrid. My advice, just don't. It's not worth the $10 to $30 you're gonna spend, right? You can go and spend that somewhere else. Like, I don't know, this beautiful merch that I have in my group. You could spend $10 to $30 on my merch, you know, rock the Dino Week merch. Anyways, shameless plug. Plus, it's against Roblox TOS, which is Terms of Service, which, if you're caught, could have consequences. And not only is it against Roblox Terms of Service, it's also against Unhatched Games rules, right? Buying, selling, cross-trading, right? Any of that kind of stuff is completely against the Roblox TOS, right? DS skins can be traded for DS skins only, right? No real-life currency, no Robux gift card, no other, you know, game items, right? So, if you are caught, you can get banned from Dinosaur Simulator, right, itself, and your Roblox account can probably be deleted. And knowing how much work you have, guys, knowing how much work you guys have been putting into your inventories and your accounts, it's not worth it, right? Don't do it. Just don't. It's not smart, right? Number 9, middlemen. When trading, sometimes you have more than 5 skins, and you want to trade to someone. First mistake people make is giving half the skins first, then half after. Don't do this. Let's say I want this guy's G Turbo, and he asked if I could trade him. I'll give him 10 of my Glass Stegosauruses. Well, I would send him this trade, and more likely than not, he's not gonna accept. Cause guess what? I could just run off with his G Turbo and only paying half of what he asked for, right? So he's gonna decline it. Instead, he's gonna ask me to send the first 5, right, Glass Stegosauruses, and then after that, after I send the second 5 Glass Stegosauruses, then he'll give me the G Turbo in the next trade. Don't do this. Don't. What you're gonna want to do is either trade up those Stegosauruses for better skins that are closer, right? So I could trade up, 3 Stegosauruses for a Swan, right? Then I'd have 3 Swans, and I can send him 3 Swans plus 1 Stegosaurus for his G Turbo, which would be better trade. Or alternatively, I can find a middleman, right? And there's actually, luckily, there's one that is within the Unhatched Games Discord itself. There's a moderator named Gaia that said, if anyone's trying to do a trade that requires more than 5 to be sent, I can watch over the trade to make sure no one gets scammed. Just DM me or open a ticket. The trade will be recorded for everyone's protection, right? So you can make a ticket for a Gaia or Agia or however the hell you pronounce that. And they will help you with that trade. But like I said, first try trading up the smaller items for a little bit bigger. Number 10, friendship. Sometimes you've been playing with someone for a while, you're really good friends, and they're like, they come up to you and they're like, hey, let me borrow, your Megavore or something, right? And you're like, you know what, I've known you for a little while, so, and they're like, even if they're like, hey, I'll give you this trust item, I love my Gal Torvo, right? And I'll let you hold on to it while I hold on to your Megavore just so that I won't scam you. And you're like, you know what, I've known you forever, let's do it. And then, you go to accept, and then gone. Your friend disappears, never to be seen again. And your Mega is where? Gone, right? Don't do this, right? I knew someone who let their friend borrow in real life. One of my fans told me about this. They're like, I knew someone in real life. I let them borrow it, right? We went to the same school, right? I let them borrow my hybrid, right? And they ended up unfriending me on Roblox, right? And literally ghosted them, like, in real life, and just never talked to them again. People will trade their in real life friendships for these items. Just don't let anyone borrow your stuff, right? And if you do, expect to be scammed, because it happens every day. You don't think it's going to happen to you one day? It might. Number 11, sharking. A lot of times, you'll be trading with people, talking in trade chat, and the person trading will talk about how much something's worth, the prices are based, how much something is worth, all the prices, But prices are based person to person, so the values might be might be a little bit different than yours. Let's say you're trading someone for their plush Apado. For example, let's say that over here on the side of me is trying to get my Krampus, right? Which is worth about 3 Blackos. But he is only offering me, 3, right? Because the Paddle Plush is 2 to 3, Blacko's only like 1. And to them, they're going to say, well, no, a Paddle Plush, better demand, Blacko has really good demand, Krampus has terrible demand, and, I am overpaying, I just really like Krampus, right? This is called sharking. It's against the rules. You're not supposed to do it, right? And if you don't know the prices of things, right, you get sharked. And people will do it in the Discord, people do in game, right? So never let someone tell you the prices, right? Unless it's coming from like a trusted source, right? And I'll give you ways on, and I've already given you ways on how to, figure out prices as best as you can. Number 12. People boosting the market. Sometimes people say they'll offer something big for a few small things. Don't trust this, and keep to the values. It will most likely only boost the price of it temporary. For example, a little while ago, something happened in Unhedged Games where someone was offering albino for only 3 glass barrels, and glass barrels demand shot way up. For the people, who were trading up for a glass barrel had to pay more because glass barrels, value was quote unquote, its demand was like super high, right? Because someone was saying that. But when in reality, they just wanted to boost glass barrel because they probably had it and they were trying to trade it away for a lot, right? So stick to the values. More times than not, when people say they're offering that, they're not. They're lying. Number 13, spin to win. This is a very common scamming method used in tons of games, including Dinosaur Simulator. This is when someone tells you in order to spin the wheel, right, to get a good skin, you have to give them a skin. For example, let's say that comes up to me and says, spin to win albino, right? In order to spin to win, let's say I offer him a glass Utahraptor because I have tons of glasses. So I'm just going to send him the trade, for nothing. And, he's going to accept it. I don't get that glasses back. I'm not really upset about it. Then he'll say, the better the skin, the higher the chances. So I'm like, okay, fine. Let me give you a Galtorvo, right? And I send him that. And guess what? He accepts. Sorry, you didn't win. Voila. You just got scammed out of 2 items. And if you keep on doing this, you're never going to win the albino. Because they're never going to trade it to you. Ever. Don't play spin to win. It's always a scam. Number 14. Overpaying. Well, overpaying isn't necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. You're better off trying to stay away from big overpays. If you don't know what overpaying is, it's when, you offer more than the price of an item, right? For example, let's say you're trying to get albino terror, right? Albino terror is valued at about a megavore plus like a solar, right? And you send that and they're gonna decline. And then they'll send you something like this, and you're like, well, I don't offer that much. So how about no? But I'll send you a counter offer, right? Since I really want albino terror, I really want it, I will send you a Megavore plus a Krampus. And you send that, and you're like, well, that's not that bad. And then you're like, they might not accept, and I'll just go find someone else. And then they accept. You got your albino terror, but you lost quite a bit. You lost by about 3 or 4 blackos in value, and you probably won't be able to trade it back up. So, if you're gonna overpay, try and be smart about it, right? It's not the the worst thing in the world, but try and be smart about your overpay. Number 15, going straight for the top. A lot of times when people start playing, they want the coolest and the strongest creature right off the bat. So they go into trading with their eyes set on things that are just way too pricey, and end up giving up and quitting. For example, most players want Megavore, right? So they're just gonna go in here and they're just gonna go click away, and they're gonna trade everything they can, and they're gonna send it, right? And the person's gonna decline, because of course they would, right? And they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna try again. Blacko, and just start throwing random things at the person. You're gonna send again, and the person is going to decline again. And you can do this as many times as you want as a new player, and you can give them your most valuable items in your inventory, right? Guess what? They're just gonna decline. They're not gonna accept it. So my advice, start off small, right? Go in inventory. Okay, they have a Galtorvo. I can probably get that. if I send them a mammoth, plus a few ads like a kaiju berry and a kaiju Sorpsidon, you know, I can maybe get that. You send that, and voila, they accepted it. And now, you've gone up in value, right? Now, instead of only being able to offer mammoth plus a paddle plush plus a few kaijus, now you can offer something that's a little bit better but still not good, and you can go around and you can just find people. You're like, well, this person has a paddle plush, so what if I offer them my Galtorvo plus my Blackout, and then you can get even more value, and you just slowly but surely build up that value, right, from using some of the other tricks, buying a bunch of kaijus, right, trading those up for mammoth and swans and DNA raptors and terror bunny aloes, and you just slowly build up to eventually you'll have enough to where you can go up to him and you can be like, hey, I will send you Phoenix plus Santa Claus plus Peak for your Megavore, right? And you've been waiting for this for your whole life. You've spent a few months trying, right? And you send it, and they get it. And now you have a Megavore. And this is only after you've built up so much of your inventory that now you can finally enjoy that Megavore. Honorable mentions is what I like to call end of the list. It's whenever they, send you a trade, and at the beginning they have what they're offering, right? And at the end they have, what they want, right? But sometimes you're just laser focused on just like the first section. You're like, oh, free Kaiju Berry. And then you accept, and you're like, wait a minute, where's my solar? And you realize they scammed you out of your solar. Anyways, guys, I really hope that helped you guys out a little bit, with trading and stuff. And I hope that you take these tips and you learn how to not get scammed. But anyways, that's all for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!